Allow your imagination to wander back to a time of swords and silk, of kings and courtiers, to a time when the metal of loyalty would be tested in the furnace of civil war. Today we are going to explore the life of Sir William Cavendish, later styled 1st Duke of Newcastle. The Bolsover Castle that can be seen atop of the Derbyshire hills today is largely due to his flair for imagination and creativity. William was born in the year of 1592 beneath the Yorkshire skies of Handsworth, Sheffield. He was son of Sir Charles Cavendish and his second wife Catherine, Baroness Ogle. A child born into wealth and promise, he was destined not for fortune but for thunderous legacy. As a man he was married twice, first to Elizabeth Bassett and upon her passing to the formidable and fiercely intelligent Margaret Lucas, who would become Margaret Cavendish, philosopher, poet and author in her own right. Together they were a pair of minds too vast for their time, writing, debating and dreaming amidst the turmoil of a nation tearing itself apart. In 1612, William began reshaping the ruins of the old and medieval fortress of Bolsover Castle that he would inherit incomplete from his father into something altogether theatrical. The little castle, with its lavish interiors and painted ceilings, was meant to astonish not armies, but aristocrats. Every chamber whispered elegance, every mural hummed with meaning. This was a house built for kings, yes, but also for performance. And indeed, in 1634, Bolsover had its grandest moment. Cavendish hosted King Charles I himself. Have you ever considered what it costs to host a king? Cavendish did more than consider it, he embraced it. In 1633, he hosted King Charles I, yes, the ill-fated monarch himself, at Bolsover Castle, a masterpiece of theatrical architecture nestled in Derbyshire. The event was not a banquet, it was a symphony of splendour, masks, hunting, dancing, feasts, and a private play, written for the king's eyes alone. The cost? Over £15,000. A staggering sum in that time. Why? Why spend a fortune on fleeting entertainment? Because to Cavendish, honour was not measured in coins but in loyalty, spectacle and service to the crown. When civil war erupted in 1642, Cavendish stood, unwavering by his king. As a Royalist commander, he funded and led a 300-strong cavalry regiment with his own wealth. Who does that today? Who pledges not just words but everything? Fortune, comfort, safety, to a cause. These actions speak volumes about the sort of man that William Cavendish was. Was he to be admired or foolish? Loyal to a fault or brave? He went on to win victories at Piercebridge, at Adwalton Moor, and for a time seemed unstoppable. But war, like theatre, turns on a breath. After the crushing defeat at Marston Moor in 1644, Cavendish, heartbroken, humiliated, went into exile in France. Can you imagine it? A man who once walked with kings, now wandering foreign lands without title, without power, but not without purpose. Even in exile, he studied, wrote and waited. Margaret, his wife, stood by him, a pillar of iron beneath silken sleeves, while he planned a return not just to England, but to relevance. Patience paid off. His return to England came with the Restoration. Charles II, the merry monarch, rewarded his father's loyal servant. Cavendish was made Duke of Newcastle in 1665, an honour earned not by flattery, but by unflinching devotion. William Cavendish, 1st Duke of Newcastle, died in 1676. Statesman, horseman, patron and poet, a man of fierce principle in a fractured land, his Bolsover Castle still stands. His words still echo and his loyalty, like the plume in his cap, remains untarnished.